Well, Carers Week highlights the challenges the UK's 4.5 million unpaid carers face and recognises the contribution they make to families, local communities, workplaces and society. This year, though, brings new challenges as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. New research has shown the significant numbers of people who've taken on new caring responsibilities during the lockdown. And joining me now to discuss the impact of COVID-19 on carers, James Townsend, co-founder of the support charity Mobilisation, and Aoife Murphy, who is caring for her father during the lockdown. Great to see you both. Thanks for being with us. Aoife, perhaps I can come to you first. Just tell me how tough it's been.
Well, it's been tough, but it's been other things as well. It's been challenging because, we've had to create a new routine, but in many ways we were used to some degree of isolation because it can be quite restrictive anyway, being in a caregiving role. It's been tough, but it's been tough for everyone. So, we're fortunate.
And Aoife, tell me about your personal situation. Are you on your own looking after your dad? Have you got other people around you in your household?
No, it's just me. It's just us two. It has been, so my father has diabetes, but also a rare muscle wasting disease, which puts him at risk of pneumonia. So he's particularly high risk. I myself have multiple sclerosis, which has presented an added difficulty because with the increased stress that we're all feeling, I have experienced more symptoms, say, and we also have to consider, we have to balance out, say, getting treatment for me, balanced out with keeping the virus completely out of the house, which we've managed to do so far. There's a lot to consider.
Aoife, it sounds like you've had a tough time, tougher than many. Have the changes today, the bubble changes, affected you at all, or do they not actually make a difference?
No difference. No difference, because we have to be so mindful of keeping the virus out. We really just can't make any allowances at the moment until we feel safe, until there's treatment or a vaccine, say. So we're very much staying shielded for the long term. So these changes don't really affect us much.
No. Well, let's bring James in. James, Aoife's story really does highlight, doesn't it, how tough the last few months have been for people who take on these caring roles.
That's absolutely right, Jonathan. And let's remember that this is not a unique example. So what Aoife describes will be experienced by millions of people across the country. I think we all know somebody in our family, friends, or neighbourhood who have taken on a caring role, even if they didn't have one to begin with. And it's been really great to be working with people like Aoife over the last couple of months. We at Mobilise have been offering support, not necessarily to tell people what to do or anything instructive, but actually to bring people together. We are by carers and for carers, and knowing that you're not alone when you're going through these challenges, it makes a big difference, but also gives people the opportunity to share practical advice and support each other, which is often the most effective way of doing it.
You're also putting pressure on local authorities, aren't you, James, to sort of step up and do more?
Well, far from putting pressure on, we're actually working with local authorities to support them. So an extra 4.5 million people needing help and support to figure out what a caring role means, what they can be doing, and to navigate some of the really complicated decisions that Aoife has just mentioned about keeping the virus out of the house. We're there to increase the capacity for that support. So we're working with local authorities and their carer centres to make sure that there are new ways for carers to come together online through our daily Mobilise cuppers or through our resources to support each other and to help each other get through what is a really difficult time.
Yeah, James, because one of the big problems is that sense of loneliness, of helplessness, when you're trying to do your best as a carer, and yet you physically can't get the help in or call out for help. And if you've got a network of other people in the same situation, that must be mentally hugely beneficial.
It makes a huge difference, and there are no easy answers here. So life is pretty rubbish for an awful lot of people. And when we can bring people together to share that, we have a line which is that it's okay to cry. Things are tough, you can share that. But at the end of a conversation, we also want to find something to laugh and to smile about, because actually keeping hold of the positives is what's going to keep us going through this period.
Anifa, interesting listening to what James was saying there. How beneficial have you found the ability to speak to other people in a similar situation to you and sort of help each other through it?
Massively, massively. It's the kind of support that Mobilise provide is varied. So everyone will take a little bit out of it, but they send their daily emails every morning about 8ish. And so you can kind of wake up, check your emails, and know that you're not alone, and have a really difficult part of yourself seen by someone else who understands, because a lot of people don't understand, and perhaps they're too nervous to approach the situation. So, people do step back, but Mobilise have stepped forward. And that's a wonderful thing to experience.
Great. Anifa, just tell us how your dad's doing.
He's good. He's good, and he's full of beans and hopeful, and he's fabulous. Thank you for asking.
Full of beans and hopeful. That's what we all are striving to be in these difficult times. Aoife Murphy, James Townsend, it's great.